Jordan's lamp will be lit by his friend, Nick Penna. His dad, Jeff Richards, wrote his sketch. Jordan's life goal is to relieve as much physical suffering in this world while preparing people spiritually for the next. Nursing is a perfect career to meet this goal. Watching Jordan discover a newfound joy in clinical work, we, his parents, were delighted to see what made medical work such a pleasure for him, caring for people in their time of need. Jordan has always had a sensitivity to people, which has made him an excellent listener with a counselor's heart. Growing up in a pastor's family, Jordan has had many opportunities to minister to people, to lead groups, and to move souls closer to God. We've seen God's calling on Jordan's life, seen his desire to bless the world and his deep thought life. Jordan is willing to enter whatever ministry God calls him to do, whether it's pastoral or medical. He sees the medical missionary work as complementary to pastoral ministry. Equipped with both nursing and pastoral skills, he will relieve much physical suffering in this world while preparing people for the next. His Bible verse is Ecclesiastes 12:13-14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Georgia Stewart. Georgia's lamp will be lit by her parents, Lawson and Stephanie Stewart. Her dad, Lawson, who is also our guest speaker tonight, wrote her sketch. Georgia's journey towards becoming a nurse began a very long time ago when she was about 4 years old. Growing up in a healthcare family where both her parents were paramedics and nurses provided her with early exposure to the idea of living a life focused on helping people in times of medical need. As a young girl, she demonstrated a God-given heart for caring and exhibited a deep and genuine concern when anyone in her family and extended family was ill or injured. She was nearly always the first among her siblings to be found at the bedside or the scene, reassuring and comforting. Growing up in a homeschooling family did not hamper Georgie's aspirations, and as she grew older, she excelled in academics, all the while organizing and planning the courses that would be needed to get into a nursing program. After graduating early from high school, she immediately started working while attending community college, and by 2019 graduated with honors from Sierra College, earning 2 associate degrees as she accumulated the necessary entry requirements and then some. All the while, the Holy Spirit was at work, affirming the desire of her heart along the way through mission trips to Mexico and even the passing of dear grandparents and older family friends. She was afforded many opportunities to witness suffering, grief, close up, and even began volunteering time to care for a close friend whose body had been ravished by the effects of ALS. She shared with him and anyone else who would listen that she knew God was calling her to become a nurse. As the virus spread throughout our nation, it began to look like getting into nursing school in a year like this was going to be impossible. Georgie and her whole family continued to pray that our God, for whom nothing is impossible, would somehow provide a way, and faithfully he did. Early in June, on the heels of so much bad news, she opened a voice message from Dr. Follett and learned she had been accepted into Weimar Institute. Though she had applied, she did not really expect to end up in Weimar's nursing program. She had envisioned herself attending a half dozen other colleges, but not Weimar, even though it is less than 2 miles away from her home in Eden Valley. Now, with the first semester of nursing school behind her, it has become very evident that God knew all along where she belonged. The Christian college environment, that was what he had in mind for her, and she has been thankful every day for the support of an expanded community of believers. College life, not devoid of decency, caring, and love from both fellow students and faculty, was exactly what he knew she would need. The whole person approach to both physical and spiritual health and wellness has become a valued treasure in her nursing education. Each time she has had the opportunity to pray with the patient, encourage them through pain and suffering, or minister to their immediate needs,